Welcome aboard Tristan and Tommy's Runaway Railway. For your safety, please remain seated and enjoy the show. Welcome to Please Remain Seated, a theme park podcast hosted by two theme park enthusiasts that work for the industry in Central Florida, the theme park capital of the world. We discuss theme park news, reviews, and this week we're also going to be discussing our favorite theme park food. We got a lot of Disney news, especially in Florida. It's gonna be a Florida-centric show today, and our two other updates that aren't in Florida are Disney related in other parks. Such as the Space Mountain and Tokyo Disneyland, and a new hotel update over in California. We're going to be reviewing a brand new roller coaster that's going to be opening on May 27th. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Very excited to get into this. If I sound exhausted, it's because I rode it 4 times today and it was very hot. We're very excited to talk about that. We both got a chance to preview it. Pass holder previews are going out right now. The ride officially opens on May 27th to the public, though. We're going to discuss our favorite theme park food. I'm Tommy, Tristan, the Piston.
Howdy, I'm the other guy.
Yeah, you're the other man that says yes after I ramble too much. All right, let's jump into some news. Got a really big update today. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is finally returning this fall after being MIA for 2 years. Of course, last time it was around was 2019, 2020. Of course, there was nothing because of COVID. And 2021, they had a very condensed Boo Bash, I think they called it, which was a much more expensive, not so scary Halloween party, but it was shorter and less things.
I don't make the decisions.
Yeah, we don't make the decisions here, but
very excited for that.
Yeah, the Boo to You parade is literally my favorite thing. I think
ever.
Like like Boo to You is literally worth the admission alone for Not So Scary, even if you missed everything else. It's so great.
Yeah, very excited for that. I know that it's going to have the Sanderson Sisters show.
Yeah.
And then also a nighttime spectacular hosted by Jack Skellington.
Ooh.
Which I believe they had something like before, because I remember them having this big Jack Skellington puppet. Okay. So excited for that. My girlfriend loves Nightmare Before Christmas, so that's going to be awesome. And then there's 2 50th anniversary things as well. You're going to be getting, I think, a 50th anniversary trick-or-treat bag, if I remember correctly, and a 50th anniversary Halloween art print as well.
That's awesome. I actually didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So I just saw the announcement and got really excited.
Oh, yeah. I'll be going.
I'm definitely going to try to go to that because it's been 2 years. I didn't go to Boo Bash, but Not So Scary. I will do my best to make it out to that. In other Disney news, we're going to go over to Tokyo Disneyland. So their Space Mountain in 2024 is going to shut down for a 3-year-long refurb. They're going to completely redo the outside look of it, I think, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's simply going to be exterior. The roller coaster is going to stay the same, but it's going to look completely different from the outside. And like you said, 3 years.
Yeah.
What is this, the Walt Disney World Railroad? Come on.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if it was the Walt Disney World Railroad, it would be like 4 or 5 years probably. Yeah. We don't even have word on our railroad. It's absurd.
Poo-poo.
Yeah. Which, speaking of railroads, what's going on with Reedy Creek? What's going on with the Reedy Creek?
The Reedy Creek Railroad is being dissolved, as far as we know. Basically, what that means is the emergency services and all of the other types of things that Disney can provide itself, because it has its own jurisdiction, road crews, fixing roads, doing pool inspections, like I say, emergency services, that's firefighters, that's paramedics. All of those things aren't going to be controlled by Disney anymore. They're going to have to be picked up by Orange County and Osceola County, who is also going to have to pay for that, which the
Hmm.
dollar amount I heard was $40 million, I believe.
Yeah, I know it's some ridiculous price tag. I've seen some articles saying that that's going to be like 156 million more in taxes. Also, supposedly Disney said, if the state of Florida wants to do this to us, they're going to have to cover like $1 billion debt or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
It's all very silly.
Without getting political, I think it was just basically
Our
revenge.
government's homophobic.
Well,
That's
remember that thing I just said, Tommy, about
yeah.
not getting, but
Whoops. Sorry, that slipped. I coughed.
you caught,
Cough.
but yeah, so that's big news, and I've actually seen that make worldwide news.
Yeah.
Because Florida already makes worldwide news because it's Florida. So
Yeah.
naturally, when Florida and
Exactly.
Disney battle, the whole world
Y-
knows about it.
Yeah, like when I took my trip to North Carolina this week and like, mentioned people I'm, down here in Florida and they're like, "Oh yeah, Florida, Disney, they've been in the news recently, haven't they?" I'm like, "Yeah, they have been." So,
Yeah, that's going to be tough for cast members and obviously the citizens of Orange and Osceola County
yeah.
having to pick up, because I think it's going to affect their taxes and it's
Yeah.
going to affect their economy
Yeah.
overall. Rent might go up for these people. I'm lucky I don't live
Again.
in either of those counties, but
Oh, you do?
um,
Oh, really?
I don't. I'm in Lake
What?
County.
Lake County, which I mean, this could have a ripple effect into like Lake County, Polk County,
Shut
that
up.
type of thing. Maybe, who knows? And
Shut
what do
up.
I know? Yeah, good talk. I
But
mean,
yeah, it's I don't know what's going to happen. It might just be fluff. It just might be headlines and things like that. Something might not come of it. You never know.
yeah,
Mm.
never know. Well, with our final piece of Disney news, the Paradise Pier Hotel in California is looking to get a Pixar theme. Of course, the Pixar Pier land in California Adventure used to be Paradise Pier, and the hotel has still been Pier Hotel. So that's finally getting, it's finally going to match the brand new Pixar Pier.
Yeah,
Which I
it
mean, I
makes
say
sense.
brand new, but it's been Pixar Pier for like what, 10 years or something like that.
You probably I actually don't know, but it's been for years.
Yeah.
But Disney's always behind on things. Let's keep in mind that they're trying to open a roller coaster in the Magic Kingdom based off a movie that came out in the '80s that nobody likes. So
Yeah, and it's a complete clone of a ride that opened up in Shanghai in 2016,
yeah, yeah,
and this ride has taken like 5 years to make at least,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. So they're
Like a
behind.
Universal made Hagrid's and Velocicoaster in the time that it's taken Disney to build Tron.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wonderful talk.
anyway, Pixar Pier Hotel, that's going to be fun.
Hmm.
I've never been there. I've only been to Disneyland once, and I didn't stay in a Disney
Hmm.
resort, so I can't speak on the resort. But
Yeah.
I hope to go.
Yeah, me too. For sure. I went to Disneyland in 2019. I have been wanting to go back ever
Yeah.
since I left.
Me too, man. But those cruises, I took a Disney cruise a couple months back. I
Hmm.
don't see myself doing anything else ever again because those cruises were so nice. I tell you.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, but I won't get distracted about that. Maybe we'll do another episode about cruises.
We'll talk about cruises in another episode. I mean, that's another
Yeah.
touristy thing.
But
There's
what
something.
else?
We got two more. We got two more news updates based in Florida. Let's get the not fun one out of the way. This is one that I didn't really want to talk about it on the last one just because it was very rough and it had been all over the news by that point. And that has to do with the Icon Park Tower incident that happened about a month ago. For those that aren't aware, there's a 14-year-old boy that got put in the brand new world's largest drop tower that opened at Icon Park in Orlando back in December. And then 2 months later, this past March, kid was kind of too big for the harness, but the harnesses were lighting up green to say that it was good to go, even though I think most people could look at it and go, that doesn't look right. There is a very graphic video. I have not watched it myself. I refuse to. I do not recommend it because everyone I know that's seen it says, God, I wish I didn't watch that. But to my understanding, so the tower, like the seats tilt a little, and as it hit the brake run, kid slipped out. But the big update from this story, because a lot of people try to throw blame at the ride operators for letting him go on. And really, it's not the ride operators' faults at all. I mean, maybe they could have had better judgment, but they did what they were trained to do. And that was, if the ride says the harnesses are locked, the ride can't even go. Like, rides are designed to where they can't send off if the harnesses aren't locked. The big update was that apparently, according to, I believe, the Florida Department of Agriculture doing the investigation on the incident, the manufacturer adjusted the sensor onto the seats to allow bigger people to fit in. That was not, they should not have done that. There's no reason to do that. And yeah, so it was definitely like in my head, this had to have been a manufacturing issue because the ride shouldn't have been able to send off, but it did. Plus, like, the ride only has the over the shoulder restraint. I think on a previous episode I talked about how I did the tower at Busch Gardens Tampa that has a 90-degree tilt, but that had a seatbelt, and that was completely safe. And granted, that's been around for a lot longer. This had a 30-degree tilt, but like no seatbelt at all. So I mean, it's honestly, the fact that it's gone 2 months without anything happening is a miracle. But yeah, just really, really sad. Can't imagine what Tyree's family is going through right now. And another reason why this story was a little hard for me to talk about was because I actually am friends with someone that worked on the construction of the tower, and this friend he's had a rough time himself. Like, he's gotten some messages and some not kind things happening to him. So, but yeah, anyways, that's kind of the update on the Icon Park Tower thing. The Slingshot Group, you are in some deep stuff.
Now, I'm not sure. Did they do the other rides that are at Icon Park, like the Starflyer, or is that a different, as far as you know, manufacturer?
I know there's something at Icon Park where like they lease out the land that the individual spots that the rides are on. Um, I didn't 100%, or I can't 100% recall off the top of my
Right.
head. But I
Only
mean,
reason I ask is because I did the Starflyer
mhm,
about a year ago. I think it was
mhm,
in April of last year, and it's the only time I've done it. And if you've ever been to like a carnival, like one of those
mhm,
temporary carnival things that just pop up, and rode their swings, it
mhm,
really kind of was like that.
mhm.
It was kind of just a rickety old, like it wasn't
Yeah,
rickety, but it didn't seem like it was any sturdier than anything else, except the
yeah,
only difference is you're 400 feet in the air.
yeah. It's like one of the things I like about theme park rides is that I feel the thrills, but I know that I'm safe.
Mhm.
So if I'm trying to do something that, isn't safe, that kind of hurts a little bit. Like, I think that drop tower really could work if they just put a seatbelt in between your legs that latches to the over the shoulder restraint. That's literally all that ride needs. And then also not adjust the sensors in a way that shouldn't. Because apparently the manual says you can't have someone that's over 285 pounds, and that kid was over 300.
Mm.
Um, but like, I do feel for the ride ops because they didn't know any better. They were doing what they were trained to do, and they got to live
Yeah,
with that now,
I
which
know.
just
It's gonna be rough.
sucks for them, sucks for the family. So it just sucks. Big suck.
Yeah.
And on that note, we'll move on to the next bit of Orlando, our final piece of news that is a little bit more exciting. Um, let's get more excited for a a rumored roller coaster that's coming to SeaWorld Orlando. Um, I believe, like, with permits that are available, like, that you can look up. This has been rumored for years. But recently SeaWorld has undergone a landscaping project that's like kind of fenced off. Like, if you ever go to SeaWorld, you can kind of see where it is. And then SeaWorld themselves posted a really funny picture on their Twitter. It was like some B&M track on a truck with palm trees, and they're like, wow, look at these nice palm trees. Like like it was like they're just completely teasing it and having a good time. But supposedly it's going to be a new coaster type, potentially a new stand-up model from B&M too. I am very curious what it's going to be like, because the older stand-up models was never really a big fan of. Like, I just felt like they were uncomfortable. But if this new B&M Surf coaster whatever it ends up being called. I think like Project Penguin might be its code name or whatever. How you like, some projects have like a fake name or whatever without the original. So it's going to be very exciting. SeaWorld Orlando just adding another B&M. They have Kraken, Mako, Manta. Just what a good collection that they have over there. How do we feel, Tristan? What are you thinking?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
amazing.
you knew I was coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't been to SeaWorld.
you haven't even been to SeaWorld. I
Tommy,
need
me and
to.
you have to go though.
We really do.
I think that's homework.
I need to renew my pass.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll buy a
because
1-day ticket.
I also need to keep going on Iron Gwazi as well, which that's over in Tampa, but same pass.
Yeah, we'll have to go on a little datey date and
Yeah,
ride
very
some
very
roly
romantic.
coasties.
Heck yeah, let's do the roller coasties.
Roly coasties. Well, so that sounds like an exciting roller coaster.
Yeah, whatever it is.
But we happen to know about
Oh
an
yeah,
exciting roller coaster.
we do know of one that's opening. Oh gosh, I'm excited to talk about this now. During the special preview we had, there were no phones allowed, so we won't really be able to give too many I don't know how we're going to go about this because it's like we can't say too much about the ride itself, but I think we can talk quite a bit about our reactions and things are at least online. So
Yeah.
okay.
It was awesome.
Yes, it was so good.
I have to say, without being too specific about things, it was different than what I was expecting.
Hmm.
It was actually a lot simpler than I was expecting, if that makes sense. But it still had something about it that was so like captivating and exciting. Um,
Absolutely.
so I was very, because when I think back on it now, I think, well, that doesn't sound like it would be like that special, like that new or that
Yeah.
great or modern. But then it was just really cool.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I it was just so fun. Like I had the dumbest smile on my face the entire time writing it. Yesterday, 'cause I actually got to attend two previews. One was yesterday. I only had time to ride it once. I got it in the front row. And in the front row, it honestly didn't even really feel thrilling. Like it felt like only a little bit more thrilling than maybe Seven Dwarfs or something in the front row. But if you get the middle car or the back row, it hit. Like I was actually getting some pops of airtime like in the middle car. It was really cool. Just the theming, the story is really fun. The uniqueness of the coaster itself, there really isn't many coasters that are like that. Um, Especially with the theming and everything. Plus, we're Marvel nerds. That super adds on. Um, uh, Something I mean, I guess is pretty common knowledge, but there's 6 different songs that you might get. Um, should we talk about those songs?
Sure.
Yeah. So, which song did you get?
Spoilers ahead, folks. We're
Yeah,
talking about the songs. I got One Way or Another by
you
Blondie.
got One Way or a Yes.
Hmm.
Um, when I did my front row ride, I had September, which was very fun. And my friends that I was with had already done it once, and they were hoping to get September. So when the ride took off, like they shouted, "We got September!" So that made it fun. Today in the 4 rides that I got in, we had two different we got 2 songs twice. One of them was One Way or Another, and the other one was Disco Inferno. I gotta say, One Way or Another, like that. I think that one hit different.
Hmm.
Like the beat of the song just works so well with the ride.
It's got a momentum to it that like
Yeah,
it's like a groove. Um, I loved it. I didn't even know any of the songs. I went in
yeah,
completely blind
me
on what
too.
songs were in, so I was pleasantly
Yeah,
surprised.
yeah.
Mm.
I tried to go in as blind as I could. Like I think I was kind of aware of some song choices. But I tried. I didn't look up the songs until after my first preview. Um, but out of the 3 songs I haven't experienced it with, like I really want to try it with those. But I feel like one way or another probably has might have the best beat.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
I heard that Conga is in it.
Yeah,
Um,
Conga.
is that the Come Much Get By
Conga.
That
Yes. I w-
that might be
I
cool.
would that one would be fun. Like in my head that would be so fun. Like I would just start laughing. That's just wonderful.
I would
Like
say the most notable part of the ride for me was there are sensations on this ride that I've never felt on a roller coaster before.
yeah.
Um, and you wouldn't think, I don't think you would think that it has those sensations if you were to just look at the track. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
If you were to zoom out like on Roller Coaster Tycoon and just look at the track, you might say
Yeah.
like, well, that doesn't look like it's that crazy. But
Hmm.
once you ride it, you will find out that it's different.
Yeah.
And it really has some interesting sensations. Like there were times where I was
Yeah.
really thrown for a loop, not a real loop, but
Yeah, there are no inversions on this if that's what you're worried about. And then based on like the experiences I've had, if you if you are potentially worried about intensity, give it a shot in the front row, request front row, and wait for it because you are going to get a very gentle ride. Even though that was my first time on it, like I still had the dumbest smile on my face just because it was such a fun ride. But then when I went on today for the middle car and the back car, like I was like surprised at how much more intense it was in those cars. I think the middle one, I felt the spinning more in it, and then the back row, as it is on all roller coaster, was just a lot more faster and whippier. Um, which, like for a Disney coaster, it's different because I was kind of thinking front row, not even as intense as Everest, middle and back row, right there, maybe even more. Maybe. I don't know. The thing with this ride though, it is so smooth.
mm,
Like the movements that it makes, it is so smooth with them.
yeah.
Um, I also totally today did not give myself some wiggle room with my lap bar to make it more fun. Like these are like brand new lap bars. Like how like old lap bars, like you kind of have like the clanks and like you occasionally like just don't have another click.
Hmm.
These like you can just you push down and as much as you need to and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, such a fun ride. Where do you think you'd rank this, Tristan? On because we went over our top tens the other week. Do you think this one lands in your top 10?
Um, yeah, I do. Because my top 10 wasn't that
Yeah,
special.
yeah,
I'm not I don't ride a lot of roller coasters to be honest. So
yeah,
but yes, I would because like I said, the sensations on it are unique to anything else.
yeah,
I mean, I like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That's a
yeah,
very smooth roller coaster. And I would say there's similarities to that with this, but it has totally different sensations.
yeah.
Like
It's completely different.
completely different, and it's like it took me by surprise when I felt those things. So yeah, it would definitely be, it might even be in my top 5 to be honest.
Yeah, like for me, this is in my top 10. Like I have a very diverse list of coasters and like because like I have some very big intense roller coasters in my top 10. Like there are some enthusiasts that would look at my list and go, "What the heck? You have like Everest 15 spots above Maverick," that type of thing. But I love theming, and I think this is my favorite Disney coaster. Like it's so cool. It just made me happy. Like
Yeah, it definitely made me happy too. Because I love Marvel stuff. I really love Guardians of the
yeah,
Galaxy, so
yeah,
this was really cool as a Guardians fan. But yeah, it's up there. It's definitely up there. I think I would still probably put Everest above it in terms of Disney coasters.
that's
And
fair.
then in terms of other coasters that I ride regularly,
Hmm.
Velocicoaster and Hagrid's would probably still be above it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Um,
Um,
but yeah, it's up there.
yeah, because I have it in like the number 7 slot. Um, Spoiler alert for when I review Carowinds. My next one is Fury 325 at number 6. And then my top 5 has Hagrid, Steel Vengeance, Millennium Force, Iron Gwazi, and Velocicoaster. Um, which I ended up rearranging my top 4 a little bit with Velocicoaster at the top just because it's the total package. We talk about it all the time. I do. I talk about it all the time. Which, speaking of Velocicoaster, how is Chris Pratt involved in two of the best roller coasters the two best roller coasters two of the best roller coasters in Orlando?
Yeah, both
Like
brand new.
he's involved
Like,
in both of those franchises.
that's nuts. It's
Yeah.
good for
Like, well,
him.
what a flex. I want to, like, I wish I knew him so I could be like, how does that feel to be a part of two of the best roller coasters
Well,
in
that
like
reminds me, and this isn't roller coaster related necessarily, but Zoe Saldana, who plays Gamora,
Mhm.
think of the movie franchises she's in. She's the main blue
Yeah.
alien in Avatar.
Yeah.
She's Gamora.
Hmm.
She's
So
in the
she,
Star Trek movies,
yeah.
and she's in Pirates of the Caribbean, the first
Yeah,
movie.
isn't she in like half the movies that have grossed over 2 billion, which is a short list, but like Avatar, Endgame, Infinity War.
Yeah.
It's like what other movies grossed over 2 billion? Did The Force Awakens reach 2 billion?
I don't know.
I think it did, like barely,
Yeah,
but
I don't know. But crazy to think about somebody who makes that much money. I'm sure she does.
yeah,
But
good for her.
um,
Yeah.
anything else on Cosmic Rewind, sir?
Um, I don't think I can say too much more without spoiling the ride without saying stuff that we can't. Um, awesome ride. Look forward to that on May 27th. Epcot's finally getting a roller coaster after being open for almost 40 years.
Yeah, Epcot. Epcot might be a little cooler now.
Yeah, no, it definitely, and it was already, it was somehow my favorite Disney park even without it, and now it has that.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Tommy, but
You wouldn't say what?
that it's my favorite Disney park. It's
It's not.
actually, it's not my least favorite. It
Yeah.
sits right above Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
But Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom to me are like,
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom's classic.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah,
classic Disney
that's
park.
fair.
So
Yeah,
that's why I love it.
For me, it's Epcot and Animal Kingdom. But then also to your point, if I ever have like a friend in town who's like, "Hey, I only have one day for a Disney park," I'm telling them the Kingdom. I'm telling them Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
'Cause it's the Kingdom. Like
it's got some thrill rides, but like
Yeah.
everyone wants to see the castle. Pretend all you want, you don't want to see the castle. Everybody wants to see the castle. It's just one of those things walking down Main Street. It's got everything. But anyway, that kind of segues into what our next topic is going to be.
Yeah.
Now, we usually do maybe a theme park tristry, maybe some Karens or some creatures of the parks. Tommy had a great idea when I came to him with nothing today, and he said, well, let's talk about our favorite theme park food.
Yeah. And it was funny because I was actually just about to say, since we're locals and can go to the parks pretty frequently, when I go to Disney parks, a lot of the reasons I go to Disney parks is for the food. And Epcot and Animal Kingdom have the best food and drinks. So that's part of why they're my favorite, because Epcot, I can literally go to like almost an entire day just eating and drinking, not get on a ride, and have one of the best days ever. But speaking of favorite theme park foods, there's definitely going to be a lot more Disney because parks outside of Disney don't have good food. They have, your cheeseburgers, chicken tenders, fries. They have all that stuff. Although a good staple of amusement parks that I do enjoy is the Auntie Anne's pretzels.
Yeah.
Like my Carowinds trip, I had a breakfast before I went to the park, had the pretzel nuggets in the middle of the day just to get me through until the park was closed so I can get dinner outside the park, just because there wasn't really any food there. Outside of Disney, the only other notable thing, I think when I went to Six Flags Over Georgia, there was an Impossible Burger I had that was pretty good.
Yes. But so I actually made this list of, it's just called Walt Disney World Top 10, and it's got a million categories of things. I'm talking about really obscure things like fountains and things. But one of them is, actually a few of them are restaurants based on food only, and then dining experiences based on atmosphere and nostalgia.
I like that.
I'll stick to just the ones that are food only, and if you want to just stick to the actual parks, I can do that too. But like, so my number one favorite restaurant to get food in the parks at Disney would be Skipper Canteen.
Skipper Canteen is underrated. Very, very good. They have
I'm a
great
picky
appetizers.
Eater, and I love it there.
Yeah,
and it's adventurous stuff.
Yeah. And then they have the secret menu Brazilian cheese bread, which is delightful.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I get the taste like chicken because it is.
Yeah.
And it's super, super good. Other than that, in the parks, my next favorite one that's in the park would be Satuli Canteen.
Yes, I was gonna say that. This is a hot take. Their noodles are better than Ohana's.
I agree.
Yeah, like I love Satuli Canteen. It is so good. The burger pods are really unique and yummy, and then the chicken noodle bowl, life changing. And it's
Mhm.
only like a $13 meal, and it looks and tastes like it could be at one of the big dining locations. It's
Mm.
so good.
My next one that's in the park would be Pecos Bill, Tall Tale Inn and Cafe, to be honest.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's a nice quick service spot. It is
Yes.
the most, I think it's the most expensive quick service, but
Maybe.
the food is
I
somewhat
don't know.
high quality.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. No, for sure. Like the nachos are great.
Hmm.
I feel like I remembered before COVID they had a few more options though that I liked. Like I don't know if they brought the taco trios back, but I really loved getting a taco trio, and I don't think they had it right away. They also had a really good vegan burger, which I mentioned Impossible Burger before. I'm not even like a vegan, but I like fake meat burgers for some reason. They also had a cauliflower taco that was really good. But one of the things at Pecos that used to be very good was their chicken that they'd put on their tacos or their nachos. But the last time I went, they changed their chicken and it's not good anymore. Like
Mm.
it's like a weird like because like the old chicken definitely seemed a lot more fresh, and this one definitely seems like it came out of a bag or something.
Oh
Like it
no.
was like kind of green, like it was weird.
Oh, I think
I,
I know what you're talking about
yeah,
because I used to love their fajita platter,
yeah,
and because it would come with three tortillas,
hmm,
and then whatever yeah, I would get beef and chicken,
yeah,
and it was more than enough. I couldn't even
yeah,
fill the tortillas. Like
yeah,
I would be eating the chicken afterwards because I couldn't fit
mm,
it. It was a pretty good portion, pretty good quality. I love
hmm,
it there. But I won't get into all of my resort ones.
yeah.
I do have
Resort,
to because
yeah,
that's a whole nother thing.
yeah. That is a whole other thing.
I have to say that I just ate at Steakhouse 71
Mm,
a week or two ago,
yeah,
and everything I had there was fantastic.
God, yeah. Because I really loved that place when it was the Wave, and I know it's the same chefs, but like it's the bacon and eggs appetizer at Steakhouse 71 for used to be the Wave is the best appetizer on property, probably.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah,
I've had that
yeah.
and that's very good. I got so the French onion soup is the best French onion soup I've ever
Hmm.
had. It is so flavorful, it's unbelievable.
Wow.
And then I got their I think it's the steak medallions,
Ooh.
which was super super good. And then that came with some sort of cheesy potato thing. I don't remember what
Hmm.
it's called, something weird. But anyway, I won't get on it. I was shocked at how good it was. It became my
Hmm.
second favorite place to eat on property,
Wow.
behind Chef Art Smith's Homecoming, which isn't even a Disney run
Is that
restaurant.
one? Is that at Disney Springs?
Yeah,
Because I think I've heard of that, and I've like seen people Snapchats, and it looks so good.
their fried chicken's the best fried chicken in the entire world,
Wow.
hands down. But that's another episode. Tommy, what are some of your favorite spots?
So, well, he definitely dropped my favorite quick service with Satuli Canteen. It's so great. Um, Also in Animal Kingdom, we got Flame Tree Barbecue and Yak and Yeti quick service. Over at the Kingdom, I really love the Nutella fruit waffle at Sleepy Hollow for breakfast. So if you go early enough, it's one of my favorite things on property for breakfast. And then also Casey's Corner just like has like a special nostalgic place in my heart. Like it's just hot dogs and corn dogs, but like on the corner of Main Street. And that wasn't in like and that was actually closed for like almost a year, I think, like after they reopened for COVID.
Yeah.
Like I was very happy when they reopened up. Over in Epcot, Epcot has Epcot has too much food. Um, Way too much food over there. I always love doing the festivals and just walking around and trying different food. I know for the Food and Wine Festival, the Ireland booth and the Brazil booth and the Belgium booth, like those were all really great. Flower and Garden, I have not gotten a chance to explore. I didn't have the time today. Um, I did actually try the brand new Creations, or not Creations, Connections Cafe and Eatery today. Um, and it was okay. They did have a waffle dessert that was pretty good. Like I enjoyed that. It's a nice little snack. But then the rest of the food, you got burgers and pizza, and there's twists on them, but honestly, they're nothing special. If you have picky eaters, it might be a good place to go. But if you're at Epcot, you're going to the showcase for food.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
I wish I remember the name of the restaurant in Japan, but I split
Katsura Grill.
Ketsur. That's the one
Pretty
like kind
sure.
of up the stairs,
Well, that's
like that, or the
the
hibachi
hibachi.
place. Yeah, the hibachi place.
I think that's Teppan Edo.
Yes, that's the name of that. Because I went there a few months ago, and one of my friends ordered hibachi, and I ordered sushi, and we split it, and it was very, very good. Kind of wish they had more sushi options too, but like, I mean, hibachi places, you kind of go for the hibachi experience. Sushi, like, you don't get that experience with the hibachi places where they make it in front of you,
Yeah.
but very, very good. Um,
Japan has 4 restaurants now. It has the quick service, which is Katsura Grill.
hmm
And then up there's Teppan Edo and Tokyo Dining, which are separate restaurants.
hmm
And then the new one, I don't remember the name of the new one there, but it's like brand new. It's like that crazy 4-hour meal or whatever. You remember
Yeah,
hearing about that?
yeah.
Crazy expensive. But I like Katsura Grill, the quick service there. But I do have to
hmm
say my favorite food from Showcase was the spicy chicken they used to have in the China quick service.
Really?
And they got rid of it.
Oh man.
But then Regal Eagle opened,
Regal Eagle is a good quick. That one is very good.
and I love that. So
Yeah, some of the best that might be the best barbecue on property.
yeah, I
Um,
think it really is. I think it
yeah,
really is. Yeah.
for sure. Let's see. Over in the Italy Pavilion, they have like a pizza window that's not open all the time, and it is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So
It's
good.
like $8 for a big fluffy slice of pizza. It's
Giant
amazing.
slice of pizza.
Yeah, and then Via Napoli is pretty expensive, but the pizza is very, very good there.
Hmm.
Um, it's like, I can go on forever about the resorts. We might have to do another one just on resorts.
Yeah, let's do
Um,
that.
but I want to give a shout out. We haven't gone over to Hollywood Studios, and I know that we are talking mainly food, but the experience and atmosphere of the sci-fi dine-in, I absolutely love. It is so
Yeah,
good.
I haven't eaten there since I was a little kid. I would love to
Mhm.
eat there again because it just seems so cool
Oh God, it's so cool.
to do that. But to piggyback off that, the atmosphere and experience of 50s prime time for me
Yes, it is
is
so
awesome,
great.
and the food's pretty good. But I
Oh
love the
yeah,
experience in there.
the experience is amazing. And then I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna go over to Universal real quick. And now this is at City Walk, Twosome's Chocolate Emporium. That place slaps.
Hmm.
I had an appetizer that had pork sliders with chocolate pieces of bacon, in which I would never think would work, and it totally worked. Just putting chocolate on random foods, that's what they do, and they have incredible shakes. And then for my meal, I ordered a French toast patty melt, and the French toast, like for the the patty melt was in between two pieces of French toast that were like an inch thick. It was so dumb and so delicious. Like I loved that place. And they had like a very good like cherry mule and like a chocolate beer. They use chocolate in ways I wouldn't think, and I'm a slut for chocolate. So
I ate. I'd say the only notable, like really notable place I ate at City Walk was Cowfish, um,
cafe. Oh yeah, how was that?
because it's like, well, it's like
Hmm.
burgers and
Yeah.
sushi,
Hmm.
basically, or different fish types things. And Allison
Hmm.
loves sushi, and I love burgers, and it was surprisingly good.
That's good. I can like
Other than that, I've eaten at like
try that.
Margaritaville and the
Yeah.
Sports Bar, and those were pretty good.
Yeah.
Cinnabon, but
I do want to drop a place that kind of disappointed me was Bubba Gump Shrimp.
okay.
That place, like the fish that I ordered just tasted like incredibly salty. Like I don't know, it didn't. Like I think one of my friends ordered a salmon that tasted pretty good, but like their food kind of underdelivered there for me. Shame. It's kind of Forrest Gump themed restaurant, and we love Forrest Gump. Great
I
movie.
know. I know. Oh well. Well, we're going to talk about this for hours, so we'll have
Yeah,
to
we
dedicate
can.
a segment
Yeah,
next episode to this. But
yeah. We might have to do a part two, just Disney resort food.
oh, I
So we.
could.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, so that's gonna be next week. I'm also going to do a review of my Carowinds trip, and where some of those coasters lay for me and what I think about that park. Thank you guys for joining us on Please Remain Seated.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.